Blessed be witches, welcome back to the mat and welcome to day one of our Wake the Witch journey. I'm so excited. Over the next 30 days, Coven, we are going to come together as a worldwide community to find movement, to find joy, to find magic, and to reclaim our power and awaken the witch within. Kicking off our 30 days together with today's practice, day one, rooted in magic. Now, rooted in magic is the return to our body as a sacred container of intuition, of power and presence. In today's practice, we remember that magic is not something that we chase, but it's something that we return to. We are reclaiming that magic that we have within, that we hold within us always. And it starts by really planting ourselves in the here and now. So drawing in that energy of earth, we're going to find grounding, we're going to find rebalance, and we're going to find remembering who we are and remembering the reason we started this journey together, okay? So it is going to be a beautiful practice. As always, I invite you to modify, to skip out any asanas that you want, anything you don't feel comfortable with. But for today's practice, I invite you to find a block, and we're going to begin in Sukhasana, a comfortable seated position. So taking that block underneath the sit bones, maybe crossing the ankles in front of you or coming into heroes. Now you can take some time here to set up your sacred space. You can light some candles, light some sage, anything at all. But when you come to meet me in Sukhasana, just take a big roll back with the shoulders, settle the hands to the lap and close the eyes. Just giving ourselves a moment to settle into the practice here. Starting to guide the breath now to the base of the belly. Feeling your belly rise and fall. Starting to root now into our magic, into day one, chapter one of our journey together. And we begin, witches, by rooting deep. Together, let's call upon the earth. As we cast this circle, we feel the weight of presence settle into our soul. Steady, ancient and whole. Reminding ourselves that the witch wakes in the roots. So feel those roots awaken through the sit bones, through the block to the earth beneath you. Feel earth lend us their energy here. An energy that we're going to carry with us throughout this first chapter. And as we settle into the practice, into this journey together, remind yourself once again that magic is not something that we're chasing. It's something that we're returning to. So let's set ourselves an intention for today's practice. An affirmation to settle ourselves into day one. So repeating out loud or quietly in your mind. I am rooted in magic. I am rooted in magic. I am rooted in magic. Feel that intention, that affirmation settle into the soul. Feel its presence like tattoos on our skin. Smiling to ourselves. Returning to the magic that we hold, the witch within. And starting to move into some physical movements now. You're just going to gently drop chin to chest, blink the eyes open and lean forwards. Moving the block that you were sat on aside. Beautiful. Now from here, we're keeping those ankles crossed in Sukhasana. We're going to take a deep breath in through the nose. And then breath out, begin to fold here. So we're keeping the sit bones rooted. Maybe you find you stay here on the elbows, hands to the earth, or maybe you feel like you can bring your third eye down to the earth. It doesn't matter where you are. We're just starting to physically release the lower spine and those glutes. While also spiritually, energetically starting to draw up that energy from the earth, draw up that sense of grounding and strength and presence. Beautiful. On your next inhale, you're going to lift the gaze. And then exhale, we're going to walk into a twist. So we're walking our hands over towards the left-hand side of the mat. So the chest is still staying pretty low. Inhale to roll the body up so the right hand catches hold of the left knee. Exhale to twist, gaze over that left shoulder. Now remind yourself that we want to keep shifting that energy forward so the sit bones stay rooted rather than letting ourselves roll back. Keep breathing into the space of the pelvis. Taking a deep breath in through the nose. Breath out, we entangle to the center, come back into that fold. Take a deep breath in. Breath out. On your next inhale, let's lift the gaze. And this time we're walking our way over towards the right hand side of our mat. Inhale, left hand catches hold of the right knee. Exhale, twist. You're gazing over the right shoulder this time. Keep shifting your weight forwards. Taking one more deep breath in through the nose. Breath out, we entangle. Come back into that Sukhasana fold. Hold it for a breath. Beautiful. Inhale, lift. Let's lift the gaze. From here, we're walking the hands back towards the legs. Inhale, reach the arms nice and high to the sky, finding length through the spine. Really reach through the fingertips. Exhale, right hand's going to float beside us. And we're going to bend into the elbow just a tiny bit. So we're coming into that side stretch. So we're actively still rooting down through that left sit bone. Now from here, we're going to start to open up the side body by inhaling to reach up and overhead. Exhale to bend the left elbow, pull it back a little bit to a cactus arm. Inhale, reach up and over. Exhale to cactus. Take it once more. Inhale, reach up and over. Exhale, back to cactus. Holding here for 3, for 2, And for one, reach it up and over, maybe dropping down onto the right forearm here, but still actively pulling the left sit bone down. If that left sit bone lifts up, just pop back up onto the hand, elbow slightly bent. Taking a beautiful deep breath in through the nose. Breath out, we lift through center, reach arms to the sky. Inhale, find length. Exhale, left hand floats beside you. Bend at the elbow and come to that side stretch. Ready to make that movement again, which is we inhale, reach up and over. Exhale, bend into cactus. Inhale, reach up and over. Exhale to cactus. You've got it once more. Inhale, reach up and over. Exhale, back to cactus, holding cactus for 3, for 2, and for 1. Inhale, reach up and over, maybe dropping on to the left forearm here. Taking a deep breath in through the nose. Breath out. Let's roll the body up. Bring the hands to the knees and find some seated cat-cows. So you're inhaling to draw the chest forwards. Exhale to round. Inhale, draw that chest forwards. Exhale to round. We take it once more. And then inhale to bring that body into the center, move all blocks aside. So we've got a clear space at the top of the mat. Now we're going to come to meet at a standing fold at the top of the mat. So you can move into this any way you like, maybe swing legs to one side and find your way up that way. Or if you have it in your practice and maybe you want to awaken that spine a little bit, then you're going to come through a rocking motion into your fold. So you rock back onto the back and then start to rock forwards and backwards, building up a little momentum, yes, flexing through the feet. And then when you feel comfortable, you're going to rock your way into a fold at the top of the mat, taking as much movement as you need, okay? So when you're ready, witches, let's meet at the top of the mat, take hold of the elbows, and we rag doll here. So with a lovely generous bend to those knees, sway the body from side to side. Beautiful. On your next inhale, fingertips to the mat or hands to the shins to gaze forward, find some length. Exhale, we bend the knees and slowly roll the body all the way up to standing. Now, we're going to take 3 rounds of roll and spinal bounces to start letting the chi and the energy flow through the spine. So we inhale to reach high. Exhale, you bend the knees and we roll the body all the way down. When you reach the bottom, take 3 bounces. We bounce, bounce, bounce. Roll the body all the way up. Inhale, reach to standing. Exhale, bend the knees. Roll it down. And then bounce, bounce, bounce. Roll all the way back up. Beautiful movements. Let that chi, that prana, that flow. Inhale, reach high. Final time, exhale, bend the knees. And we fold. When you reach the bottom, bounce, bounce, bounce. And roll up. Come to me in Tandasana, mountain pose. Roll the shoulder blades away from the ears. And bring the hands to prayer mudra at heart center. So feel the soles of the feet connect to the soul of the earth. Recognize how much peace you've welcomed into the practice already. Beautiful. Recognizing how much space, how much peace you've already welcomed into the practice, how much grounding. Now from here, we're going to work through 10 rounds of Mudra Namaskar, working with prana and apana. So prana and apana are two of the major prana vayus of the body. So they control the energetic movement of life force in the physical, spiritual, emotional bodies. Okay, now apana is the release of toxins and emotional heaviness, such as fear or shame, which we do not want, we do not need in our Wake the Witch series. While prana connects with the heart and is the source of nourishment and inspiration. So what we're going to do is we'll inhale to reach up to the sky, welcoming prana. Exhale, we'll flip the hands down and exhale to connect with apana, release the shame, that fear, the toxins, okay? So we're going to work through 10 rounds of this. You can have the eyes opened or you can keep the eyes shut. But arms are just by our side. Together, let's just first take a deep breath in through the nose and a slow breath out. On your next inhale, we draw in prana. Exhale, apana. Inhale, prana. Exhale, apana. Inhale. Exhale. 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 Final round. Inhale. Exhale. Relax the arms by your side, palms facing forwards in Tandasana. Recognize the sensations as they ebb and flow here after our Mudra Namaskar. Recognizing all that toxins, that emotional heaviness that doesn't serve us, that we've let go of. We don't need it on our Wake the Witch journey. And recognize all the nourishment, the inspiration, that drive that we've invited in. Beautiful. From here, let's guide hands to prayer at heart center. Feet are hips width apart and we blink the eyes open. Embracing every wobble. We're going to start to root down through the right foot, bend into the left leg. Let's move through Flying Warrior. We take a deep breath in, breath out. Start to extend that left leg behind you, keeping that heel in alignment with the crown of the head, stopping when you find your boundary. You take a deep breath in. Breath out, bend into the right leg as you step back with the left. Now we're going to come into Warrior One. So the left heel comes in, toes point off to the left-hand corner of our mat. Now we want to square those hips with the top of the mat. Bend into that front knee. And then from here, reach the arms nice and high to the sky. Maybe you gaze forward. Maybe you gaze towards the sky. Beautiful. Take a deep breath in. Breath out. We start to twist over to the right hand side of our mat. Maybe right hand touches the back of the left thigh and you pull the left arm to the sky. Keep pulling the right hip back and bending into that front knee. Hopefully feeling a really gorgeous stretch running down the back of the left leg. Soles of the feet are still connected to the sole of the earth. We're still breathing into the pelvis. Take one more deep breath in through the nose. Breath out, lift those arms back to a little awkward twist. Inhale, reach the arms to the sky, to our warrior one. From here, we take a beautiful deep breath in through the nose. Breath out, extend the front leg, hands to prayer, thumbs to the third eye, and bow low in our pyramid pose. Keep pulling that right hip bone back. Maybe gazing between the hands towards that big toe. Take a beautiful deep breath in through the nose. Breath out. Let's bend back into that front knee. Bring the hands back into that prayer mudra as you pivot on the back toes. Step into that flying warrior. Once again, embracing every sense of wobbleness here. As we inhale. On your exhale, gaze down to that right big toe, reach the hands to the mat and come into a gentle standing split. We're still very much at the beginning of our journey, so those hamstrings might be pretty tight, and that's all good. We take a deep breath in. Breath out. We relax the left foot next to the right and forward fold. Take hold of the elbows. Ragdoll here. On your next inhale, we bend into the knees, roll the body up, and we're going to find those spinal bounces again, okay? So we inhale to stand tall, exhale, bend the knees and roll down. When you reach the bottom, take 3 bounces, bounce, bounce, bounce. Roll all the way back up, feet are still rooted. Inhale to stand tall. Exhale, bend the knees, roll all the way down. And then bounce, bounce, bounce. Inhale, roll the body all the way up. Final time, exhale, bend the knees, roll it down. When you reach the bottom, we bounce, bounce, bounce. Roll all the way back up. Shoulders from the ears, hands to prayer at heart center. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Slow breath out. Reminding ourselves of our intention, our affirmation. I am rooted in magic. Let's take this flow to the other side. We root down through the left leg and start to explore that flying warrior by sending the right leg behind us, stopping where you find your boundary. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Breath out, step back with that right foot, ready to come into that warrior one. So right heel in, toes point off to the corner. We pull, 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 pull that left hip all the way back. And then inhale, reach the arms to the sky. Maybe gaze forward, maybe drop the gaze back and gaze between the hands. But we're still pulling the left hip back and not shying away from that bend in the front knee. Beautiful. Take a deep breath in. Breath out. Open up to a twist to the left-hand side. And maybe left hand touches the back of the right thigh. You pull right arm up and over, but still bend into that front knee. Keep breathing down into the pelvis, Coven. We've got this. We inhale. Exhale, roll back to that twist. And tangle to warrior one. And then from here, we inhale to extend the front leg, hands to prayer, thumbs to the third eye. Exhale, we pull, pull, pull that left hip back and forward fold to our pyramid pose. Maybe gazing between the hands towards that big toe. You've got it. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And a slow breath out. We start to lift the chest, hands to prayer, and bend into that front knee, okay? So the chest is still pretty low. Step, hop, any way you like, into that flying warrior. Embracing the wobble. Remembering it's not about perfection, it's about presence. Now from here, we're going to start to lean forwards, hands to the mat and come into that standing split. Remembering we're still at the beginning of our journey together, and so those hamstrings might be feeling tight. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Breath out, right foot meets left foot and we forward fold. Take hold of the elbows and ragdoll the body from side to side. Beautiful. From here, we're going to bend into the knees, roll the body all the way up. We're going to bring the palms of the hands to the sacrum, tuck the tailbone under, just come into a mini back bend, opening up to the heart center. Take a deep breath in. Breath out, forward fold, once again, bend into the knees. Now we're going to come into a seated position, so you can move into seated position any way you like. If you'd like to explore, play around a little bit with me, then you can start to bend the knees, sweep those arms forward. Bending the knees so much that maybe you sit back with those hips and then come to meet in Sukhasana. Finding that block that we began with and placing it underneath the sit bones just to encourage the lifting of the spine, the alignment of those chakras. Beautiful. Feel that space that we've created. Now we're going to work with that Mudra Namaskar once again, 10 rounds, connecting with prana and apana here. So arms by your side, 10 rounds. We inhale to draw in prana. Exhale, release apana. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, we let it go. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Final round. Inhale. And exhale. Relaxing the hands to the lap for a moment. Breathing deep now, so that breath reaches all the way down to the pelvis, finding that grounding, that rooting. Can you feel that magic surging in the physical body, in the spiritual body, in the emotional? From here, Coven, I invite you to take one hand to the heart, bring the other to the mat beside you, and just close the eyes. Just feeling that heart connection to the earth. Anchoring back into the breath. And as the circle gently closes, and we step back into the world, feeling rooted in magic. With gratitude in our heart, let's give thanks for this sacred space and for the energy that we have harnessed that the earth has lent us. Repeating our intention once more. I am rooted in magic. And as we say it, so mote it be. Ending this practice, witches, by guiding the hands to prayer mudra. Take a final breath in with me. And a final breath out, bowing head to heart. With love, gratitude, and with blessings. To ourselves for the courage to step on this journey, to those who joined us for their friendship and support, and from me to you, thanking you for allowing me to guide you through day one of our Wake the Witch journey. I hope today's practice was a beautiful way to come to the mat, to start to ground into our energy and start to return back to our magic, the magic that we hold always. I would love to know how you got on today. Let me know, comment below, tag me in your stories, message me on Instagram. And as always, thank you so very much for being a part of this Wake the Witch journey with me. I'm so excited to see what the next 30 days brings, and I just love awakening into the season of the witch with you all. Thank you so very much, and I'll see you here tomorrow. Blessed be.